I don't even need to do an intro. If you're new here, please understand and respect that I make content based on my values. And right now, curly hairstyles or makeup tutorials, whatever I had in plan for you guys, that's not on my priority list right now. And if your favorite influencer isn't addressing this and using their platform, regardless of its size, with purpose and passion, then you need to rethink why they have such a following to lead people astray in times that really matter. We need to stop glorifying ourselves and we need to speak up and stand out. I know right now we've been living in the midst of a pandemic and it's been unprecedented times. It's definitely been scary, but we need to understand that COVID-19 isn't the only deadly disease out there that's killing America. Racism has been running rampant for decades. They have killed my brothers and sisters of Christ and of color. So if you're worried about what selfie you're gonna post next, or your social media presence, or how posting about Black lives may make people uncomfortable or ruin your handcrafted aesthetic, then I feel like you're just worried about the wrong things right now. I have this on my screen right now, but Elaine Weltrot said it best, and she said, "We are at an inflection point in our country. What you say and do in this moment will be remembered as a reflection of the value you place on human life." Not only as a follower of Christ, but as somebody with a platform, I have a responsibility to 45,000 people to stop putting myself first and make George's voice heard, make Brianna's voice heard, make Emerald's voice heard, make David's voice heard, make Ahmad's voice heard, make Sandra's voice heard, make Trayvon's voice heard, and the countless other names that didn't get the opportunity to make it to my timeline, that didn't have a camera pointing at them. And to be honest, I had a list of names that I was gonna say in this video, but it just keeps on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Today, somebody died. Today, a Black man died. And his name is David McCady. So if you came on my channel in light of everything that's been happening and you've expected anything less or other than me preaching from the bottom of my life that Black lives do matter, that you matter, then you must not know me. I know people everywhere are exhausted and they're tired and overwhelmed by the media right now. My nation is in divide. My city of Atlanta, your city everywhere is in distress. My people are in agony and excruciating pain from decades of abuse and oppression. This is not an opinion, this is a fact. I was 9 years old when Trayvon was murdered, mercilessly by the hands of police brutality and injustice. 8 years later, it's the same story, it's the same headlines, just different names. I'm not even 20 and I've lived through pandemics, mass shootings, the age of mass shootings. I've lived through wars, and I can tell you right now that my heart is just broken. I had to surrender all the hurt that I'm experiencing right now, all my emotions and all the confusion and frustration. I had to surrender and cast that onto him because I know that he will care for me. I know he will fight for me, fight for you. Every day I pray that God uses me as a vessel so I can communicate his message and he can use me for his purpose. Every day that I pray that he can use me as an instrument to reflect his glory, whether I feel uncomfortable or not. So it's not a matter of like, if I want to make this video or if I want to speak on God, it's because I feel compelled to, because I have surrendered and laid down my life for him and his purpose. So if he says serve, I serve. If he says turn on the camera after you just started crying and make this video, I'm making the video. Because we're called to love like Jesus. We're called to be obedient, have a heart of compassion. What does that mean right now? That means praying before judging anybody. You are not a judge. And I think a lot of people miss this point, but that means coming from a place of understanding but still standing for something. So you can love and be real. You can love and show your other raw emotions. You can love and be hurt. You can love and say that Black lives matter, and you can fight for what's right. So if I still haven't made it clear to you, I want you guys to know from the bottom of my heart, holy is not something that I do. Holy is something that I am. And in times where I'm really mad, I'm really broken, just know that Christ is not a trend for me. Christ is not my side chick. It's not somebody that, you know, I pray to on Christmas and Easter and whatever the case may be. This is how I live my life. This is how I fight my battles. And this is how I'm going to fight this for you, for all my brothers and sisters, for all Black lives. I'm taking it to the Lord. I'm taking it to the person who has the power over any official right now. This is not something that's a moment. This is a movement. In times that we're our weakest, God is able to be his strongest and step into his power. The enemy is hard at work, ripping nations apart, causing destruction and distraction. But God is working overtime on our behalf. And if he is for us, then who can be against us? My God is a protector. Psalm 91 says, 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. It will not come near you. I plead the blood of Jesus from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet right now as you're watching this video. The weapon may try to form, but it will not prosper. Right now, I just want to come forth and pray for everybody's peace of mind, everybody's well-being, and their hearts to be mended. Because you see broken glass and broken windows, I see broken hearts. My God is a redeemer, and I believe with every fiber in my body, with every word that's coming out of my mouth right now, that justice will be served in heaven or on earth. God has more power than any official in the room, any force in the room. He's a covenant-keeping God. The Israelites were oppressed by the Philistines for hundreds of years before being in the wilderness, in the darkness, for 40 years until they were led to the promised land. So I just want you to know right now that he sees you. He feels your pain. He created you. He sees your heart. So right now, the most important thing to do is stand on your faith. Now is the time that you show up. Now is the time that you have to be strong and have that confidence in God. The Bible tells us in Luke chapter 12, verse 4, do not fear those who kill the body. So they can kill us, but they have no authority over our spirit. Only God knows that. Save your fear for God. It may not feel like it right now. It may feel like there's chaos and havoc in our community, but God is in control, and he's always been. And if you don't think that he's going to deliver you from evil right now, if you don't think if you make him your dwelling place that he is going to protect you and fight for you and care for you, he's going to show you, because he's done it time and time again, even if you haven't recognized it, that he's here for you, fighting on your behalf. And I cannot emphasize or stress this enough, because times like this, our voices, they don't feel heard. The one who's always been listening to us, always been caring about us, always been watching out for us, God, now is the time that he's coming through once again. I need you guys to keep the faith. I need you guys to stay strong. I need you guys to fight and be vocal. If you're uncomfortable, ask yourself why, because this is not black versus white. This is racist versus everybody. I wanted to come on here and just be as genuine as I possibly could be, just be unfiltered and show you guys my real emotions. I was honestly really scared because I wanted to be articulate. I didn't want to misspeak, and I have so many other feelings and emotions and thoughts and opinions and ideas, but for right now, this is what I can manage into a video, because I think it's important, even though I may be afraid. If anybody's voice needs to be heard right now, one, it's God's, and two, it's the lives that aren't able to make a video, the lives that aren't able to speak for themselves right now, and that's the people who have died by the hands of police brutality. And I'm not forcing anybody or twisting their arm to repost something or to sign a petition, to make a donation, whatever the case may be. I'm just saying that you should feel compelled to do that. You should feel compelled to do more, because that's how you value human life. I know people are desensitized right now. I know some people may be confused. I know some people may be just in an overwhelming state of mind, and I want to emphasize that not everybody has to support in the same way. There has to be a protester. There has to be somebody praying for people. There has to be somebody serving others and checking on others right now. There has to be somebody speaking out and making videos. There has to be somebody being a translator. There has to be somebody who's an ally. Know that if you don't feel comfortable being on the front lines protesting, or if you don't feel comfortable making a video and trying to piece things together, there's other ways that you can support. And in the link in my description box, I'm not putting my social media or anything like that. It's just gonna be links to donations, petitions that you can sign, because we all have the opportunity to help right now in one way or the other. And we all have an opportunity to be present in this unprecedented time. In the midst of a pandemic, another pandemic has risen among us, and one that has been active for all the years that I've been alive and more. So I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know that there's somebody that sees you, somebody who's not judging you, but know that you can rest your head at night with somebody praying for you, praying for your heart, praying for your healing and your peace of mind, that you can align yourself with Christ and that he will care for you and that he will give you comfort and you will make him your dwelling place. I pray that you know somebody is standing in the fire with you. Somebody sees you. Somebody is watching over you. So yeah, just make sure that you guys are taking care of yourself right now. Whether that's a social media break, because I know that it is overwhelming right now. You don't have to like, you don't have to comment, and you don't have to subscribe. You just have to understand that Black Lives Matter.